Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Houston, welcome to another episode of the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. My name is Rudy Segura. I'm joined by Cristian Putalias. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, man. And Joey Chavala makes a sweet return. I do want to give an update, though. The reason why Rodrigo's not here, he just recently became a dad. So he asked to be on paternity leave, if that's a thing for the podcast. So hopefully hopefully he'll be back. But what's up, man? How you doing, Joey?
Glad you're what's here, up, man. Guys? Glad to be here.
And all the people that are going to catch this on the YouTube channel, he's always repping Houston. You got your dash shirt on, man.
Always.
Which, you know what? Like, from the camera angle, you definitely see more of the pattern than even whenever you see it in person, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's with the lighting. Yeah, it's like shining right on.
Yeah, it's like right on that. So it's like that's why I was like earlier. I was like, "Are you wearing that shirt?" Because that's the first thing.
I wish they made like nicer ones that they'd sell, like with like the actual like stitched logos and stuff. Oh yeah,
it just printed on there.
Yeah, they're kind of crappy quality. From these the official ones too.
Lame. But guys, man, we have playoffs in Houston. It looked like the series was gonna be completed Monday night, but that was not the case. Kind of scrappy match, I guess, as Coach Ben Olsen described it. That's what we got. I think it was there. I'm surprised there wasn't a red card to begin with. There were just so many fouls, so many people going at it. A lot of dumb fouls for the Dynamo. In RSL's case, they were just, ready to put up a fight to get a really nice goal, to take it to penalties, man. And who would have thought, man, Joey, that Bassi would miss 2 penalties, bro? Who would have thought that?
I mean, he really only missed one. When you score the rebound, it doesn't count, really.
Still kind of missed it.
Doesn't goals are goals. It doesn't matter. Like I was joking the other night, they have like on those like stat websites, they like knock out players for missing the penalty and putting the rebound in. Like, who cares? He scored. It doesn't matter.
I agree. But it's still pretty crazy. This guy has been solid. We joke around, call him Posse, penalty merchant, and I think he is. He's great at it. And to not take away to the goalie, man, those penalties were taken pretty well. At least the first one was. The second one in the penalty shootouts, that was crap. That was crap. But Christian, man, let's start with you, dude. Just you watched the game, or just tell us about how you liked the game or you didn't like the game, and whatever you want to tell us about, man. Hit us with it.
Yeah. We just right before we started recording, we talked about how some of us, I don't know if all three of us agreed, but it was a boring game. It wasn't as exciting as we thought. I mean, it is a playoff game where everything's going to be chippy, like you said, Rudy. A lot of fouls, a lot of yellow cards maybe being shown here and there. Clark got a dumb yellow in the beginning of the game, but it was expected that he was going to try to waste time as much as he could. Obviously, it came way too early. But my hot take, I guess, that we kind of started talking about Coco. And Joey mentioned that I said he hasn't been consistent enough, right? So Rudy mentioned that he was kind of hit or miss lately. And then, Joey said he's not consistent, and he has never been consistent in a way. And he's good. But I guess the hot take that I had, or the idea that kind of came to mind a while back, actually watching Coco, is that I don't understand how he actually managed to play in Europe. I don't see him as a European player. I don't think he has the quality for it. I can completely understand how he can maybe shine in the MLS. But he hasn't been great in the MLS, right? I don't think he has stood out as much as Hector Herrera. He obviously did great with his national team, but that's a whole different beast. I mean, some players can do great with national teams, not great with club. The other way around, some players are great at club, not internationally. Me and Rudy did have a conversation about him kind of playing out of position at times, like playing too wide or maybe too central. So that might be a little to kind of look into. But I guess, to kind of finish it off is I don't understand I do understand, but I don't ultimately understand how he managed to play. I mean, he didn't play in second division, so obviously not, top of the league, top of the line talent, but I really don't see what they see in him. But I do at the same time.
It's funny, and just to add about Coco, I mean, I think we all like Coco. We know the potential he has, and the expectation that we put on him now it's very high, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely just because of what he's shown us. He's shown us that he can do it. But it's funny because whenever you're talking, and right before you mentioned the whole out of position, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, yeah there is some. Playing out of position, of course, it doesn't suit your game. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you happen to watch the Panama games that he played in the Gold Cup?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he play? What position did he play? Because obviously he got men of the tournament.
He plays more of like what Hector Herrera plays. He plays more of a deeper. So obviously,
one more
defensive. We know that suits him for sure. But here's where my point was gonna go about playing out of position, because he is playing out of position. They throw him out wide sometimes, and we were able to talk to him after the Gold Cup, after he won the most valuable player, and he mentioned, he's like, I that playing out wide is something brand new to me. It's something that Coach Ben Olsen asked me to do, and I'm gonna do it for the team, but that's where I don't feel comfortable. And it's absolutely right, but that doesn't basically should stop you from passing the ball 5 yards away or from kicking the ball towards goal. Like, that should not impede
stupid fouls.
Exactly. Stupid fouls like that. And really the only way that RSL was getting into this game was through, a foul or a corner or something. And of course, Coco gets that super lacy foul, takes a bad touch and tries to, or he ends up just pulling the defender down, who, the guy that won the ball. Super lacy foul. Again, he could have just stretched his leg. Acha was right there. And you saw Acha Hector was just mad. He grabbed that ball, he bounced it in the air, and people were thinking, oh, he's mad at the ref. No, he's looking at Coco, yelling at Coco like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you committing a foul right there? And sure enough, you get that Saborino goal, and the reaction that Coco had was like, basically like, fuck. It's one of those that it's on me. Like, there's nothing you can do. And same thing, maybe Steve Clark, he could have done more. That shot itself wasn't like completely out of reach. He was in a bad position. But at the end of the day, you can't be giving those dumb, silly fouls right there, Joey. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he wasn't good at all. He did absolutely nothing going forward. He had an all right game defensively. I think the team as a whole, their shape looked good in that 4-4-2 defensively, but he just can't get it done on the wing there. Even when he comes inside, he doesn't look as comfortable because he's a little more further forward than he's used to be. And the thing is, it's like, where could you put him? Because you're not dropping Herrera, obviously. You're not dropping Artur, obviously. You're not dropping Bassi, obviously. So he's kind of just the odd man out.
It is a weird dynamic in the midfield.
It is weird. And I mean, Christian, he just looks uncomfortable out there. Like I said, even playing out of position, that doesn't really should stop you from doing the basics. And he seems so out of touch with that at times. Even when he scores those goals, it's like he takes like 3-4 touches, or takes a shot and it someone blocks it, and then he takes like 2-3 touches, then shoots again. Like, it's just a lot of hesitation, man.
Yeah, and he, like, same thing. He holds the ball too long. He has to learn how to play quicker. I mean, you see it in Hector. Hector, he kind of receives the ball and he's already looking to kind of where he wants to go. It seems like Coco gets the ball, he has to stop it, kind of dance around it for a second, and then lift his head. It takes too long. I haven't counted, but next game I'll pay a little bit more attention. But it's one of those things that kind of, well, obviously, you're comparing both players because they do kind of play the same position in a way, or at least you can tell they're comfortable at that position. You guys mentioned Coco playing with the Panama team as the Hector Herrera position, kind of starting more on the defensive side, but being able to move forward. But yeah, he just takes too long. And then you get all the way to the box and you're not taking shots. You're always looking to drop off the ball. Like, we get it. You want to be a team player. You want to be the assist person guy, that we think of. But at that point, I mean, we know that you have a shot. We know that you can put the ball in the back of the net. We've seen you take shots, really good shots. Why are you trying to keep, the ball moving in that position?
Yeah.
Just take a shot. But going into the point that Rudy had, it's one of those things that is like, he's so good, compared to what we have. It's like you kind of have to have him in the field, but there's not really a good place to put him in, because you have Arthur that does a better job, in that position. And then you have Hector Herrera who does a better job in that position. And then Bassi is more of an attacker and Coco isn't. So it's like, where do I throw him in? Like, there's really not a spot for him, but he is so good that you don't want to miss out on with the things that he could do. One of the things that we talked about him earlier on was that he had a long vision of the field, that he would be able to get the ball and find players like really out wide, long balls. But honestly, we haven't seen it. And
because having him and you want to hit a long ball, who's out there? Really, nobody's out there.
Yeah.
You already have Baird and Quinones kind of taking that section of it, and but there's nobody on the other side because that's where Coco is. So
exactly.
It's like you basically limit your range.
Yeah. And he froze.
But
there you go.
You're eliminating him. Yeah.
Sorry, you had froze on my end. My bad.
But I think we just sit him.
Well, that is the option.
The
decision that's the
decision is going to have to be made.
Yeah. If he's not playing well, I mean, what did we bring Kowalczyk in for if we're not going to play him?
Exactly. Because at that point, you need somebody that's going to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to being. You help me with the word, Rudy, atrevido. Like,
someone that is just willing to go up, to be not scared,
attack.
To not be scared of like actually attacking, and
like do those, like take the ball and commit to those one-on-ones. You know what I mean? Like,
just be dangerous.
He doesn't
just
commit.
Be somebody that is not scared to be dangerous. Kind of has that confidence to drive the ball up and at least also to the Ibrahim alley. What the hell was all that about? You put this guy in, because Baird wasn't doing a bad job, but he just, again, was limited. There was not a lot of anything he could do. Yeah. And, you put in Ibrahim Ali. You know why? You're trying to exploit, maybe get them on a counter. And I think after their goal, the Dynamo were pretty close to, getting something going with that. But then you pull him out in the 90th minute for Thor. That's crazy. That's just telling you that Ben definitely knows that this kid can't shoot. That's like the realization that I had. It's like, really can't trust him with the ball at his feet on a penalty. That's a little harsh. But it was definitely good to see Thor come in and at least, hit that penalty in. Because if he wouldn't have, then it would have definitely looked even more stupid. As a coach.
I don't think it's thinks Aliu can't shoot. I think it's more though so that he's more confident in Thor to take it, and he knows he's seen Thor put away shots from the penalty spot.
Yeah.
And there was still a few minutes left. He didn't want to change the shape. I think that's more what it was. That's why it was Aliu came off. That's my guess, at least.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
On paper, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just it's a bad visual, but on paper, it makes sense.
It's a terrible visual. Yeah. It's a terrible visual because now you have a ton of people, in the Dynamo fandom realm, asking the questions like, well, I like Thor more than Ibrahim, and but we haven't seen Thor do much, throughout the season. And obviously Ibrahim is the guy getting more of the playing time, but it's like,
and I know we're gonna probably talk about this later on in the season, or whenever maybe the season comes to an end, hopefully later than sooner. But a number 9 should be the biggest priority from this team. I mean, you can't just die on the hill of having Baird as a 9. He is great to what he does, but I think you can get a number 9 that can do Baird's job and a job of a number 9.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, we saw it, Joey, that was something you were mentioning on the otother side. Seeing Chicho Arango, the way he plays, having
He's
somebody
scary.
like him with the Dynamo.
Yeah, we'd be
crazy.
cup contenders. Easy.
Yeah.
If we said screw Sebastian Ferrer, we went to Simon, we went and got Chicho Arango instead. Oh my God.
We need somebody like that.
We would be the favorite. Because Chicho Arango, he does the pressing, he does the hold up play. He plays with the ball at his feet. He could get him behind. He's consistent in the air. He's just an all around forward. He does everything. He is so damn
good. He's not going he's not going to miss. When it comes to Baird, I feel like Baird always wants to do fancy stuff. And like, look at Baird when he touches the ball. He's always trying to go, heel, back this with his back turned going the other way. Like, he never plays easy, which sometimes you're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Just touch the ball and continue running, or like take shots. Stop trying to cut one more. That goal that he missed, I mean, it wasn't easy. You have to be in that position. But I mean, it's one of those things that if you're a number 9 in the 6, like, you have to put him away. Like, you cannot just be forgiving enough like that. Like, put the goddamn ball in the net. You know what I mean? Like,
which is funny.
It was offside though.
Yeah, he was offside.
Eve.
But you still put it in.
But put it.
There's no. Yeah, you still have to put it in. I agree.
Like,
but I was gonna say,
call him back, but whatever.
It's like you need having somebody like Chicho Arango or somebody similar to what Raul Ruiz is. Somebody that is not afraid to defend. If Sebastian Ferreira would try, he would be that guy. He is a finisher. We know that he can do it. He can score with his left, with his right, with his head from 50 yards away. It didn't really matter. The dude can put it in. Like, he's gonna score a goal. Now, he doesn't have the gas to do 30 sprints like Bear does. So
he's too heavy.
Yeah. So you need somebody that is able to sacrifice themselves and not be a diva. Just goals win games. They do, but even whenever you scored 13 goals, it's not like the team went anywhere. So you need somebody that is gonna feed or be a part of the scheme that Ben Olsen is trying to do. And having us a striker that can do that would be great. And where I was going with the whole Ibrahim and Thor, I don't think Thor can be that. I don't think Thor can be a guy that can press 90 minutes and still score. I just don't see it. I don't know, Joey. You may find more stats than random stats about that, but do you think that's possible? You think Thor can come in and be that guy?
No, I've Thor's like playing with 10 men. He doesn't do anything. He'll hit a powerful shot off the bench when teams are already out of games. That's what Thor does. He's not good.
Is it because maybe he hasn't had the chance to do it, or
he's had chances?
Yeah,
he's played. It's not like he hasn't had chances. He had tons of minutes last year.
Yeah, I think Thor. We've seen him score a different. You guys remember that LA Galaxy goal he scored, and
that was a good one.
My goodness. Yeah. And so he has a little bit of flair. Like, he's not in Spanish they call him troncos. Like, he's not just a standing tree out there. A cone. He does a little bit of everything, but I just don't see him doing it 90 minutes. It's difficult. He's more of a specialized striker. Can he be a solid 9? Yeah, probably. I mean, I feel like even Christian Ramirez had freaking a little bit more movement than even Thor and Ferreira did. So
I love Ramirez.
I think Thor's the guy you throw on when all hope is lost. That's what Thor is.
Yeah, he's definitely one thing that I love about Thor, that he's not afraid. He's definitely not afraid to kick the shit out of the ball when it's right there. There's a lot of other strikers, and then we obviously mentioned Coco, not necessarily striker, but you're in front of the box, hit that ball. You don't know. It may hit somebody. It may, ricochet. It may go to the 100 freaking roll up. It doesn't really matter. Just hit the ball. Don't be afraid to take a shot literally at it, man. Just give it an opportunity and get it going. But it is kind of starting to worry me that not that the team can't score goals, but now we're looking at the bench and it's like, holy crap, who comes in, And I do think that we should see a little bit more of Sebastian Kovalchik. We should see players like Brad Smith who's come in and open up the game some for others to be able to do something. But this is the first game that Griffin Dorsey was completely just taken out of it, Joey.
Yep.
That's kind of how I saw it, man. Which, again, that has been what sparked the attack most of the recent games for the Dynamo, man.
For sure. And it's just, you talk about the bench, there's really no one to bring on. The bench is just really barren. It's kind of sad. I mean, our starting 11 is top tier, but yeah, our bench is pretty atrocious. I mean, we have Teenage, who's, he's not going to change a game for offensively, which is what you want from your subs. Franco's useless. Ibrahim at this point, I like him, but he's getting to the point where he's kind of useless.
Franco's only good when Smith is in the field, and you didn't have both of those.
Yeah. Because Brad Smith wasn't even on the bench for this game, by the way. Thor is useless. Kovalchik, the jury's out on him. We barely even seen him play. I like his game, but
I'm with you.
Ben
I
is
feel
very
like
in on playing Coco there and not playing Kovalchik. So
exactly, and that's the thing. He doesn't even. We didn't see a lot of movement. We didn't see, if it's not working, okay, fine. Go back to putting Coco in the middle and Bassi out wide. Like
I do think
we really didn't see that rotation, man.
Caicedo should definitely have played a role in this game. I don't understand not playing him.
I agree.
Especially, I was saying it right before we conceded too. I was like, this game needs Aliu and Caicedo.
I'm with dude. I found myself screaming at the TV of just get Coco out. And you guys know this. We were in that group chat, and I was like, get Coco out. Get Coco out. The best choice right there would have been, putting Caicedo in for Coco at this point.
Calm the game then, because that was the issue.
Yeah, and then move Bassi out wide, and then move Ache, like just a little higher in front of Arthur and Caicedo to control the game. Like, that's would have been the move right there. It just, I tried not to question Ben Olsen. He's proving us really wrong this season, obviously, but there's just some things there that, they're watching the game from afar with whatever camera angles and seeing the guys' faces up close. Coco just wasn't in the game. It was just very apparent that he wasn't himself, and that was affecting the rest of the players. Again, you don't really see Ache go berserk for a foul. Again, a dumb foul by Coco, and obviously ends up in a goal. So it just, you don't want to kind of, if it's not working, kind of make those switches quickly. So, other guys fresh legs can step in, with not purely just fresh legs, with fresh minds into the game, and they can kind of ease down, the tempo of the game. And shoot, at this point, it's all or nothing. Game 3, guys.
Yep.
And let me point this out. We cannot go to penalties. Like, we have to win it in the 90 minutes, because I am sorry, but Steve Clark cannot save a penalty to save his life.
That first shot was awful, man. I don't know what he did. He went left, he went right, and he just threw himself on the ground. Like,
my wife was watching with me for the PKs. I was like, she looked at me, like, we looked at each other like, what is he doing? Like, why is he jumping after the ball? Like,
hey, not everybody is a Dibu Martinez Christian. For
well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, imagine. So, I just came from a year where we won Argentina won a World Cup with Dibu Martinez, stopping a bunch of penalties in the in the quarterfinals and the final. And on the other hand, I had Boca literally, quarterfinals, semifinals. Yeah, Chiquito Romero, like another guy that literally dragged Boca all the way to the final by stopping penalties, like in many games. And then I just kind of got used to, my goalkeeper at least stopping one or two.
But
and then
I think as a Dynamo fan, if you follow them, we've had really good goalkeepers that stop penalties. You had recently you had Joe Willis saving penalties against LAFC, in the US Open Cup. You had Tally Hall, Tyler Derrick, Pat Onstad. I mean, there's that beautiful picture of him saving that goal on the US Open or MLS Cup. So it's been done. Clark, however, he's a great, well-rounded goalkeeper, but
he's a good shot stopper, but he doesn't he doesn't intimidate. Like, I don't know if you saw the way that he was like standing. He literally hands on his knees until the guy like literally approached the ball. And you're like, bro, like move your arms, like, put some feet, like
do a dance, do a backflip, do something.
Because it's all mental, right? Like if you make yourself small in the goal, like you make the goal bigger for the shooter. Like, I mean, that's the way that I see it, at least as a shooter, right? Like I've shot a couple penalties in my lifetime or whatever. Obviously not at the same level or, with so much thing at risk. But it's like, if a goalkeeper puts his hands up, I know they can't move around anymore because now, I don't know, I guess somebody gets offended somewhere because they move. Like, goalkeepers should be like able to move around all the time as long as they don't get out of the line, I guess, right? But at least, do like the Real Salt Lake guy was doing. Just move your arms, swing around, put some fear in the other team. Like, if you can talk to them, like, do something. I know he was like mumbling under his breath, but it's like, bro, like
he was talking to himself. He was just telling himself, "You got this. You got this. You got this."
Yeah, but like
you ain't got this.
The U.S. Open Cup. I mean, was it the U.S. Open Cup? I don't know. The last PK shootout that we had, he didn't stop a penalty. One of the players.
No, it was the Leagues Cup. Yeah,
they skied it.
Like, yeah, it wasn't that I don't think he's stopped a penalty yet. Like since he's been here. So
I think he had one, but that's it. I mean, again, this is
it doesn't give me a lot of confidence.
Yeah, because even the Leagues Cup one, I think he did block one, but a couple the Santos one, like the guy, I think kicked it out and looking at on the other hand, the other goalkeeper, McMath, he's 6 foot. It's not like he was huge to be able to intimidate. He's the same size as Steve Clark, but like you said, he was just doing a little movement, getting people, out their psyche. And again, going back to the first goal that Joey, you're saying is not a miss, but it was a hell of a block. The way he got down low and got it, I mean, that was a goal anywhere else, and he was able to block that. Obviously for Bossy, it landed right back to him, and he was able to put it in, but that was enough to kind of have Bossy second guessing and shooting that straight at him in the penalty shootouts that would end up being basically the losing part, the losing goal. So yeah, I mean, penalty, it goes to penalties. We've joked around of the way that the series is set up. I think, it was mentioned, I forgot who said it, probably Dustin or you, Joey, but this could possibly be if RSL wins it in penalties, it'd be yet again another team going into a next round,
this is
never
Dustin.
winning a game. Yeah. So
yeah, Dustin doesn't
sad.
like that one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not necessarily against the this 2 out of 3 series, but I just don't see a lot of benefit to some of the teams that they're really struggling. Like, for instance, Kansas City, man. Kansas City, if for whatever reason they would have ended up like losing the second game, which obviously they didn't, they ended up winning 2-1 against St. Louis. Dude, you just won 4-1. What's the aggregate? It doesn't matter. Like it is a little annoying, to be honest, man.
It's annoying, but also at the same time, tough luck. But winning the 90 minutes, like,
just take care of business.
Yeah, stop being a puss, and go out there and score goals. I know you want to sit back and play this, play that, but I mean, if you want to play the game to tie the game and go to the 90-minute, well, then make sure your kickers can kick and make sure your goalkeepers can stop penalties. Like, just stop being a bitch, And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way that the cards are dealt. I mean, I didn't like the format either, but it is what it is. What you gonna do about it? Like
True.
you're there now. You gotta fucking play. You know what I mean? And it's gonna happen. I mean, some teams are being left out, and some teams they're going to be left out like that. But what are you gonna do about it? It's not the league. I mean, partially is the league's fault, but then at the same time, you knew what you were getting yourself into in a way, right? So go out there, win 2 games, and then go home and wait for the next one. It's a one knockout round or whatever. I don't even know what the next round is. I don't even know
I
if
think
it's home
single
or away.
elimination. It's single
so
elimination.
Single elimination.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
We
do
win.
your
It's a
best.
single elimination against Kansas City.
Well,
yeah,
let's go.
exactly. So
win
if the
this
Dynamo
game
end up
in 90.
put it away, man. So let's go with that. What are you guys thinking, man? Game 3, Joey, playing at Shell Energy Stadium Saturday night. It was originally slotted for 3:00. It's 5:00 now.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking, man? I know it's do or die, but what are you expecting from this game, Joey?
I think we win. I think the boys get it done. I think the team just plays too well at home to lose in that kind of fashion.
You think they'll get it done in the 90 minutes, like
90 minutes.
Christian was mentioning? Yeah,
definitely.
It won't go to penalties.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, if we go to penalties, we'll lose. Like
we
easy
probably
as that.
will, and I don't want to go through that heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather just if the team loses, just lose out in the 90th minute.
Yeah, and lose with dignity. Like, don't go out like a punk. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna lose, lose a tie game, or even if you lose like 3-1, is because it was 2-1 the whole game, and you were looking for that equalizer, and they just got you on a counter at minute 93, and they scored the third one. But yeah, I'm with Joey. I think we win it.
No.
I think
me too. I think the Dynamo win it as well, but yeah, I think they have to get it done in the 90 minutes. Otherwise, chances are I think they may end up losing it, just because I don't see Clark stopping a goal, and seeing Bossy miss penalty. That scares me a little bit now. Like there's doubt there, basically. Knowing that again, the best guy shooting penalties. It's funny because I joked around before the series started. I'm like, if you go to penalties, let Bossy take all 5 shots. I don't know at this point. He would have missed 2 out of those 5, man. So it is what it is. One thing that I wanted to ask you guys, Joey, because there's no yellow card accumulation for this game. It's only when you hit 3, correct, that you don't play the next series. Is that kind of how it goes? Unless there's a straight red, I think.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think it was 3. I think it was 3. I don't know why. I want to say it was sense. 3. Yeah, because
like one.
And the reason I say this is because I saw a lot of people kind of talking about asking on Twitter and stuff, like who's out for the next game and stuff. Since again there was a ton of yellow cards, especially last game, but from what I remember, I think it's 3. So basically, you have to get a card per game for you to not play the next game. So just kind of you have what you have out there. I think the Dynamo, you don't have any injuries, you don't have any suspensions. What can you do to get it going? Do you go back again? We mentioned at this point, I think it's been 3 or 4 games that we know the lineup, copy paste. Christian, you're a fan of that. You like it when you already know who your starters are, and that's where we're at right now, man.
Yep.
So knowing that Coco is not the Coco that's been, especially after coming back from Gold Cup and being named the best player in CONCACAF, what can it be done, man? What can be changed going on Saturday for this last match?
I mean, I like the idea that Joey threw out there. You got Kowalczyk. I mean, I guess try to play him. You'll have a little bit more, attacking power when it comes to that, because we kind of know what Coco's gonna do, right? Like he's gonna hold the ball, he's gonna try to move the ball around with Hector and stuff like that. But I think, me personally, I think Hector Herrera is going to put the fear of God into his kids, and I think if Hector Herrera is able to like manage it from inside the field, we'll have a good game. But I mean, I know Coco has the talent, right? You just have to kind of get him to the level, to the Panama level, and be like, hey, bro, like we need you out here. Like I don't know what's going on or whatever it may be, but like if you are really trying to go, to Europe, we're gonna need you on your A game. And I mean, we've seen it, so it's not like it's not there. It's weird. And like Joey said, this team is kind of weird. Like some players are playing out of position. We don't even have a strong bench to begin with, and we have accomplished a lot more than what we thought we were going to accomplish. So, but I think we can accomplish even more. At least go to the next round, and then with Kansas City is going to be a true fight. Because they're obviously coming from the bottom, so they have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Same with us, but I think we are more of a favorite than anybody else in the West to kind of go farther than anybody else, without, considering your Seattles and your LAFCs and stuff like that. I think people expect them to get somewhere just because of who they are. But I think they see the Dynamo as like the Cinderella of the story. And because, I mean, it's a Cinderella of a season type thing. But yeah, I'm not worried, but if we can fix that situation and Coco cannot have an off day, if he can just be consistent for 90, then we're good. I don't know if that answered that question, but there we are.
Oh man, I feel you. Unfortunate for me, I'm gonna pull Joey and watching it from far away, and I think it's gonna make my blood boil, and hopefully I don't pass the hell out, man.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be in what, Florida?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Orlando with Dustin. Seems like we planned it perfectly to miss game 3. We did mention it to Ben Olsen. We had a talk with him. We told him, hey man, can you get it done in 2? Because we got vacation. He said he was gonna talk to the guys, man, but I guess they didn't listen, dude. They didn't listen.
Yeah,
I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. He didn't take care of business, so but I know that they'll take care of business on Saturday. So looking forward for the Dynamo to see probably my phone and saying that the game is over, Houston is up to the next round, and we'll celebrate Thanksgiving weekend with another playoff game, against Kansas City. Man, would be fun. But if you guys want to add anything else, feel free. Something that we didn't mention, do so now. Otherwise, Christian, go tell the people how they can connect with us, man.
Yeah, you can guys, oh my God. Everybody, you can go find us at BayouCitySoccer.net that's the website. You can find everything there, all the recaps, all the breakfast links every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a bunch of other stuff that comes your way after game days, before game days, during game days. Everything is there. So go check that out. You can find us online at Bayou City Soccer, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find Rudy at Rudy Segura 3, and you can find 03 or 3, just 3, right? Yeah, 3, because you're doing like this. I don't know if that's a 0 or not.
Sorry, 3.
Rudy Segura 3. Rodrigo, you can find him being a dad, changing diapers, or at Rodrigo Segura 01. Joey at Joey Chavala 10. Me at Chris Putalias. All the other boys, Manivela 4, Dustin Richardson without a no, or just Bayou City Soccer. So yeah, hit us up. Go buy some merch and get some good stuff. We got sponsors. Do you want to hit them up, Rudy?
Yeah, so obviously you guys heard about Ugly Guppy. They're the newest sponsors of Bayou City Soccer. They did some really cool shirts for us, which Joey should be getting his hopefully in a week or 2 when I send it to you, my friend. But sweet. Really nice shirts. I know, Christian, I gave you your jersey or your shirt, really good quality. Carlos did a hell of a job picking the best material out there for our shirts. The logos and the graphics came out great. So we were able to give those away during the last home match against RSL. And it was fun, man. First time we kind of did that. We had been talking about doing that, just pre-game predictions. And what better way to do it during playoffs when everybody is there, full house, lots of great predictions. Shout out to, I forgot the girl's name because she was the one that hit it on the dot. She said 2-1, and she did mention Ache and Bassi scoring, but I kind of cut it out just because I was making what is it called? A bunch of them together. So I just kind of put a couple seconds each. But yeah, man, it was really good stuff. The shirts are amazing. We're hoping to possibly have those up for sale on their website. So, just keep check for updates on our social medias, and we should have a hell of a game on Saturday. So we'll see you there too, man. And with that, I guess I'll close it out.
Yeah.
Since Rodrigo's not here. Yeah. No, definitely. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for liking, subscribing. We always hear good things as we continue to grow this Bayou City soccer community. So don't forget to hold it down and keep it forever orange.